We are back for another Christian review of regular books, and today we are discussing Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. Let's go ahead and get into it. For those of you who haven't seen one of these videos before, first I do my regular review, my own personal opinion of the book, star rating, etc. But then I get into my Christian review, and that's where I go over basic pieces of the book that may or may not have a fellow believer or really anyone wanting to read it. At the very end of these book reviews, I also include my age range and what I think is appropriate. If you're wanting more information about these Christian reviews, there's a video pinned at the top of the playlist, which will give you all the information you may need. Also, it should be here somewhere, so you can click one of those boxes. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to stay up to date on everything that's going on with these Christian reviews. We're posting them all the time, and I just don't want you to miss one, especially maybe one that you're wanting to see. We also have our podcast on this channel, and so we are posting those twice a month. But for now, let's go ahead and get into my regular review. To be completely honest, Legendborn has been on my list for a while. However, I also have read some reviews, and I've also read the back of the book enough to say it may not be the book for me. So I definitely went into this book with the willingness to acknowledge that the magic system might be too dark. I will get into all of that on my Christian review, but it did just taint my mental interest in the book from the beginning. However, Tracy Deonn's writing is impeccable and incredible, especially in this first book. There are two more, I believe, in the series currently. I don't know if the third one is completed or if there's more to come. However, I have only read the first one and probably only will read the first one. Again, I will say the writing was not the issue with this. I think the writing was really well done, and I do think what she did so well was she really helped you as the reader understand the Black woman's experience. Me as a white reader, it helped build compassion and empathy and understanding about the experience of a young Black woman in America today. I think probably for other Black women, this may feel very comforting to see like their plights played out onto a book, and just to know that their experience is not one that's done alone. So I think that there is benefit in that portion. However, the other side of this equation is the book is very focused on like a magical realism, although it's considered fantasy. And the magical realism is a little bit too close to what we see today with the witchcraft for me. Because of those dueling thoughts and processes, I ended up rating the book 3 stars. Now let's go ahead and get into my Christian review. The first category I always love to touch on because it's really popular is smut or spice, and there is none. This is considered a YA series, so it's technically not supposed to have any, but I have since learned that's not always the case. It is the case in this book. There is romance and there's relationships, but nothing explicitly described. The second category is explicit language, and there is like very minor, nothing that I think would be super substantial, but it's there. So if that's something that either you or you wouldn't want your teen reading, it's something good to know. The third category, which is violence and gore, there is some, but it's kind of wrapped up into the magic system. And so it's not explicit, it's not too descriptive, but it's just part of like the action sequences and things like that. The last category is the magic system, and I'm just going to put like a minor spoiler warning here because the reality is I can't really discuss the magic system without maybe spoiling like the little aspects of the book. So if you're okay with going in blind from here on out, go for it. For those of you who are wanting more information, here is where I saw the biggest problem with the book. The book really uses a magical realism side of things, and so it uses a lot of witchcraft for their magic system in ways that we even see witchcraft today. That is hard for me to read. I personally put my line in the sand there. On top of that, the magic system between the good guys and the bad guys were very similar and hard to kind of differentiate. And again, even the magic that was used for the good guys wasn't inherently a clean magic system or something that was like very fantastical. It felt something that really used things like spirits and ghosts and just a little bit too much similarity to witchcraft in like now and today. It ended up feeling too dark to me, and I had a hard time reading it because of that, and really struggled with if I could recommend it, if I would want to keep reading it. But at the end of the day, due to the magic system, I actually decided to DNF the series because it felt too dark, and I had a hard time reading it without feeling personally just like a little bit stirred up in my spirit. And I think that is where you have to draw the line for you, is find what feels comfortable or not, but I just want to give you a heads up. Ultimately, this is a YA book, so it should be appropriate for anyone ages 14 and up. Again, if you are a believer, there is also that aspect that you may just need to make a decision that's best for you or for your family. If you are not a believer and you're just wanting an age range, then truly ages 14 and up would be more than fine. As always, you can see everything that I'm reading and rating in real time by following me on Goodreads. I'm also on Instagram, TikTok, and I do have my own YouTube channel where I go more of my day-to-day reading journey. We don't want to end the conversation here, so leave us a comment down below and let us know if you've read this series or this book before and what your thoughts are. Or if you're wanting to have a more detailed offline conversation, you can email us at hello@trokia.org. I cannot wait to see you on the next one.